Thinking about what makes a dessert revolution, Chateraise brought their A game to Indonesia with only 5 bold tactics, shattering expectations and boosting sales like never before. You might think, what make that big deal about some desserts? Oh, but we're talking about a confectionery scoop that left local food makers in the dark. But let's not sugarcoat it. Revolutionizing desserts in a market flooded with treats was no piece of cake. From crafting flavors that resonates with local taste buds to pricing that makes sense. Intrigued? Let's find out how they did it. First move, when Chateraise decided to step into Indonesia, it wasn't merely about opening a shop. Think of it as crafting a culinary bridge between Japan and Indonesia, where each sweet treat tells a story of cultural harmony. Imagine a dollop of matcha mingling with the vibrant zest of local Indonesian fruits. Or picture a dorayaki, but with a twist. It's typically sweet red bean filling swapped for spreads that sing with Indonesian flavors. It's like a culinary handshake between the two traditions. This wasn't a simple case of mixing and matching. It required a genuine understanding of the subtleties that define both Japanese and Indonesian palates. It required a genuine understanding of both Japanese and Indonesian taste. It's not enough to know that a sweet tooth is universal. It's about appreciating why and how. This journey meant preserving the refined elegance of Japanese desserts while introducing a spark of Indonesian flair, a balancing act of innovation and tradition. Through this thoughtful blend, Chateraise did more than just widen its consumer base. It extended an invitation to Indonesian food lovers to embark on a flavor-filled voyage that honors the culinary heritage of both nations. And let's be honest, in a world that can sometimes feel too divided, what's more beautiful than finding a common ground in a shared love for desserts, right? Second strategy, Chateraise's decision to adjust their pricing strategy in Indonesia was more than just a matter of economics. It was a strategic maneuver that reshaped the local dessert landscape. Imagine, if you will, premium Japanese dessert that once bore a price tag of 25,000 Indonesian rupiah suddenly became accessible at less than 15,000 Indonesian rupiah. This wasn't just about slashing prices. It was about making a statement in the market. A bold declaration that quality and affordability could go hand in hand. For local confectionaries, this move posed a significant challenge. They had long prided themselves on their craftsmanship, their desserts not merely products but embodiments of tradition and culinary artistry. Now, they found themselves in a new competitive arena, one where the bar for quality had been raised without the corresponding hikes in prices. That's crazy. The question is, how did they manage to lower down their prices while maintaining quality? This takes us to the third strategy. The third strategy, Chateraise took a daring leap into local manufacturing by pouring over 60 billion Indonesian rupiah into setting up a state-of-the-art facility in Citerug, Bogor. This wasn't just about expanding their footprint. It was about strategic pivot from relying on imports to embracing local production. Imagine the logistics maze and the ticking freshness clock they dodged by making this shift. This move wasn't just about slashing costs, although that was a sweet bonus, if you ask me. It was about getting those delectable treats off the production line and into the market quicker. That's the secret code here. Ensuring every bite retained the freshness that Chateraise is known for. Core strategy, diving into Chateraise's farm-to-factory approach in Indonesia, they had to juggle two big plates, keeping up their top-notch quality and embracing the local agriculture scene. This is rooted to what they are doing in Japan. For instance, they have been working with a third-generation farmer in Yamanashi for sourcing peaches.
I'm at one of the peach farms chartered by Chateraise.
which might even be air flown to stores overseas, including Indonesia. For Indonesia, they ended up working closely with local farmers, possibly even sharing some trade secret on how to grow the best crops for those delectable desserts. This wasn't just about getting the freshest fruits for the cakes. It was about supporting the local economy and reducing the need to haul ingredients from afar. But this move wasn't all smooth sailing. Ensuring every local source ingredient was up to par with Chateraise standards was a tall order, bringing its own set of challenges to the table. Strategy number 5, last but not least, Chateraise's rise in brand's ranking is a blend of tradition and trend. A dash of traditional media charm with a sprinkle of social media marketing. They captivated the heart through the Founder Series classic TV show called Cambrian Palace, where their tale of craftsmanship unfolds while simultaneously utilizing a social media platform to enhance the Founder Series and make it more trendy. This blend that makes their brand resonate across generations, turning every customer into a storyteller. Frankly, Chateraise isn't just selling sweets. They are creating a community where every tweet and TV spot adds flavor to their story. In a nutshell, Chateraise didn't just land in Indonesia. They danced in, blending cultures, supporting locals, and making a luxury a little more reachable. And let me tell you, the confectionery scene here never been the same.